Love and Hip Hop New York did not disappoint with the premiere tonight of season 9, episode 1. I'm Camray and this is Camray Music TV. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this review. If you are new here, you already know what to do. You already know what to do. Subscribe down below, like this video, share the video. Just come on, let's get into this review because we got a lot to cover. Alright, so we got Joe Budden with the intro. Now, unless you've been under a rock, Joe Budden has this new vocal talent, you know. He was previously a rapper. We saw him with Tahiri, we saw him with Kaylin Garcia, we saw him on the drugs, and now he's finessed all of that into, he does podcasts. He has the Joe Budden Show, and then he also has the show with Remy Ma now. So he has finessed that whole thing, and now he's a public figure, y'all. And he's with Cyn Santana, and they have their baby Lexington, okay? But anyway, he is narrating the opening of the show. All right, so this is different. You know, he says that he is the single most relevant voice in hip hop today. Joe, it's a stretch. It's a stretch. You know, you're very much like Charlamagne the God, but Charlamagne did it first. So I don't know if you're the single most relevant. I don't know about all that, okay? But you definitely doing your thing out here. Opening of the show, the theme song, everybody's in their black and gold. We got Joe and Cyn. We got Juju, we got Yandy, we got Richie Dollaz, we got Safaree, and I think Juelz and Kimbella. I think that's all we got in our intro. So, we got Cyn and Joe. Cyn is chilling by the pool. You know, she lets us know, I just had my baby. I'm trying to get my freak back on. And you know, Cyn Santana, we love her because she's bubbly, she's full of life. So Cyn is sitting by the pool and she's saying that, you know, Joe is just always gone. And you know, I love that he has this come up. I love that he's getting work now and everything, but he's never here. And since I've had my baby, I don't feel much like a woman. I want some more grown-up time. So speaking of Joe, Joe comes home and Cyn thinking that they about to get it popping in the pool, and he goes upstairs and get the baby, and she's like, why is it always family time? I want me and you time. I want mommy daddy time, not mommy daddy baby time. Now I don't have any children, but I can imagine. My husband works a lot, okay, and you know, you get that neglectful feeling, but at the same time, you understand that your man is providing. So we see this is kind of their storyline through the, I don't know why I keep looking over here. We see that this is going to be their storyline this season. Joe Budden has a lot of new opportunities. Cyn Santana just had her baby, so she's trying to get back to feeling like herself. You know, she's at home with the baby a lot, and you know, I don't have any children, but I can get, you know, feeling like I'm at home, like what am I to do? There's only so much that I can do. So says that she's used to doing it 5 to 6 times a day with Joe, and now she can barely get a kiss with some tongue in it. So I can imagine feeling neglected. Get Richie Dollaz, Safaree, and Joe Budden brings baby Lexington. They meet up, have a little guys hang out, okay? And Richie says that he has his diabetes under control now. I don't know if that means that he no longer has it or he just better understands what he needs to do to maintain it. Safaree, you know, he kind of lets the guys know about the Lyrica situation. I was sitting there thinking, Safaree getting 2 checks, multiple checks right now, because you hopped over from Hollywood over to New York, carried this storyline over, you know, so that the transition runs smoothly. You can fill in the gaps, you know, because y'all are good for just popping up, like Alexis Sky just popping up on New York, ain't even really explain like nothing. So this was good. Then we get Kimbella and Juelz Santana, okay? Y'all know the backstory on Kimbella. We were introduced to her by that fight with Chrissy, if y'all remember, because she was messing with Fab at the time, or told Emily B how she had messed with Fab at a time, and it was supposed to be Emily B's little birthday thing, and you know, they got to scrap him because it was just a mess. Chrissy just dragged the mess out of her. But anyway, she's been with Juelz Santana for about 9 going on 10 years. You guys know recently Juelz Santana proposed to her, and she was so happy about it. If you guys watch Derek Jackson, if you don't watch him, make sure you subscribe to him, follow him on Instagram. He said everything that I was thinking, okay? Kimbella was so excited about this engagement, and who wouldn't? Everyone's excited about an engagement. But she was saying that, you know, when you're with someone, it doesn't matter how long, if the love is real, you'll wait. Yes, you'll wait for certain things. But I don't know about waiting. Like when they were sitting down with the counselor, I know I'm hopping around a little bit, but she was saying that she's been there through infidelities, through drugs, through games, through just lying, cheating, all kind of stuff for 9-10 years. That is a long time to commit to someone and not even be fully committed. Like, I just don't know. My feelings, just for me, you know, obviously different strokes for different folks, but you're not gonna be able to have me, how can I phrase this? You know, when you're with someone, when you decide to be with someone, you're with someone through the good and the bad, okay? If you guys are dating, you obviously know what you're working towards, all right? So if we're working towards a marriage, if I understand that and you understand that, after about 3-4 years, I'm gonna be looking like, okay, what we doing? All right, if things start happening and you know you're not ready, then there needs to be a gap year. There needs to be a time when, okay, me and mine, I don't care if I just had a child by you, it's not healthy what you're dragging us through and what I'm enabling by allowing you to take us through all this without a further commitment, without maturing the relationship. So for me, you know, I'm obviously not Kimbella, but that's just like how Cassie and Diddy broke up and they were together like 10 years or something crazy like that, like just dating. Like, where they do that at? Back to the story, back to the episode. So Juelz is on house arrest. So the way that they got the editing going, you know, Kimbella's making breakfast. We're thinking that the kids and everybody that he's on house arrest at home. No, he's on house arrest at his apartment. But because they're not married, the guardian has to be his mother because she's not his wife. So he has to be on house arrest at his own home. He can't be with his children. He can't be with his common law girlfriend. So that's why I say having children with someone, the heat just went off, having children with someone does not solidify a relationship. If you are serious about moving forward with someone, why wouldn't you marry her around the 3rd, 4th, 5th, even 6th, 7th year? Ooh. He's talking about how he got on house arrest or how the whole story. Now, I got a little confused in here because I remember when the story came out that he had a gun on him when he was going through security at the airport. He didn't know about it, and instead of staying to confront the police, he ran off. So that probably made it 10 times worse, okay? But I'm confused about the teeth. I'm confused about how his teeth got messed up. He said that he had dental work done, then he got hooked on Percocet, got hooked on lean, and then in the counseling session, he's basically confessing that he didn't feel like he could confide in Kimbella. And that's another thing, like, you've been with this man all these years, and when he's going through something, when it really matters, he didn't even feel like he could turn to you, and you didn't even notice the change in him until it was too late. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Okay, 9 years is great if you want to tell your grandkids and great-great-grandkids about, you know, how you guys sustain this long relationship. Because honestly, a ring isn't everything. A ring isn't everything, all right? Marriage isn't everything. You're going to go through stuff. You're going to fall in and out of love. You're going to start liking this person. You're going to dislike this person. You're going to go through all these things before you solidify a marriage and then still go through those things in the marriage. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that she could not even track something going on with her boyfriend that she basically had already been around for because he was doing drugs before. Now, I don't know if he was doing drugs or distributing them. I don't know. But she had been around through all this stuff already. And so the fact that he couldn't confide in her with that going on, I'm confused about the teeth. In the confessional, he had a lisp. Like, I don't know, it's a whole lot of serious stuff going on with Juelz and Kimbella, and it just reminds me of Yandy and Mendeecees. Mendeecees is still in jail. Still in jail. And Yandy's still with them. You know, they took their little Thanksgiving picture with all the kids and the backgrounds that the jails have. Like, and they haven't said anything about him getting out. They haven't gave any indication of him getting out at all. So I don't know. And you know, we see that Kimbella and Yandy are not even cool right now. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be vital for her to have a friend in Yandy because she's going through the same thing. So I don't know. So Safari, y'all know that he put out the single 100. Remember, he was at the Breakfast Club, 100 on this, 100 on that. So he was supposed to go perform for a crowd back home in New York, and they booed him off the stage, and he was saying that I F girls that y'all could only dream of, and you know, they were throwing stuff at him, and it just went sour. Alexis Sky makes her, you know, announces that she's back, and I'm like, boo, you were in Hollywood. So I don't know, you know, they didn't really bridge the gap. They gave some like little flash of when she was on Hollywood. I don't even really remember her storyline. I remember that, actually I take that back. I remember she was feuding with Masika about Fetty Wap, and Masika, you know, her child is gorgeous. But I think at the time, maybe Fetty was actually in a relationship with Masika. I don't know. And maybe Alexis Sky was a side chick. We know that Fetty Wap has hella baby mamas, so nobody should feel any type of special. I mean, it sounds messed up, but they shouldn't feel special at all. He got babies on babies on babies. But she's here and she's getting signed to Treyway. And y'all know Treyway just got locked up with the whole Tekashi 6ix9ine situation, and he's looking at serious time. Just got, you know, is involved with the feds right now. Y'all know that whole situation that's going on right now. 6ix9ine is basically saying that it was all a stunt. He's not really a gangsta, okay? And Treyway's not a real thing. It's not a real gang. But some stuff is really going down. So Alexis, your record deal it might be null and void. Navarro's in there, Fetty Wap walks in, and I'm thinking like this franchise is the only one that has like real big stars. Remy and Papoose, Mano, Joe Budden, Sin, you know, I'm not gonna say Sin, well, Joe Budden, Safari, and Fetty Wap pops up. So it's just like, you know, what was I even saying? Oh, this show has a lot of big names. So anyway, you know, she's getting signed to Treyway. I'm still trying to remember, does she sing? Does she rap? She lets us know later on that she doesn't sing, she doesn't rap, she's an artist that goes with the flow. So I don't know what that means, but it just made me feel like, okay, so all these people in local churches, on YouTube channels, on Instagram, singing their heart out. 15 seconds, 59 seconds, singing their heart out. Can't get a record deal, can't get seen by nobody. But you, Fetty Wap's baby mama, gets signed to Treyway, obviously null and void now. But I mean, off of nothing, off of going with the flow. I cannot. So they are celebrating her record deal, and in walks Fetty Wap. They're asking her if she can have a working relationship with Fetty Wap. Is she gonna be able to work with him? She's saying she doesn't know because she has texted him multiple times in reference to their child. He was there for the delivery. He took her to the hospital. She was bleeding. But ever since then, they've had a huge falling out. And so he doesn't answer her text in reference to him being the father of her child. And so she doesn't know if she can have a working relationship. I will say with Alexis Sky, you kind of knew what you was getting into, but you know, if you're going to be there with me, you're going to take me to the hospital, whatever, I'm going to assume that you're in this, okay? And so I can't blame her for feeling the way that she does, but then you also laid down with this man, and you knew he had hella baby mamas prior. So it's just kind of like, it's messed up. She said that she had to have several blood transfusions. Her baby had to have head surgery. All these things going on. We know that the baby was born premature. We know that the baby was, I think, in NICU. I know a lot was going on. And now, you know, she has this miracle child and everything's all good. So to God be the glory for that. Mano is performing at the same venue that was shot up a couple years prior, and this girl was shot in the leg. The whole time Mano's on screen, I'm thinking, how old is Mano? How old is Mano? Because the way that he talks about stuff, like when he starts talking about Safari, it's just like, what is this mentality? It's not grown to me at all. Like, if Safari want to be a civilian, be a civilian. Or you could be a G. And I'm like, my dude, like, how old are you? Like, can you just be like a man? Why does everybody got to be a G or an OG? Like, I don't know. That just, it's just not cute to me. It's not cute at all. You know, I understand that Mano has a rep, and Mano is who he is. I'm not trying to judge him for any of that, but I just feel like, you know, at some point, you just stop with all that. Like, what is all that? I don't know. So anyway, he's performing at this same venue. Obviously, you know, probably having like a little bit of a PTSD being there. His girl is still dealing with it. Joe and Jaquae come, and Jaquae says that he's the new face of Sean John. And I said, the clothing line? Who's still wearing Sean John? I was confused by that. When he's cut his hair and he's no longer with Cayenne, you know, the hardest rapper on the block, Cayenne. And we're gonna see what pops off with Jaquae. We're gonna see what pops off with, you know, Joe Budden and his Buddha belly. All right. I don't know. It seems like this season, like there's some really hard-hitting storylines, like real life, hard life storylines. Hollywood doesn't give that. You know, Miami kind of gave that. Atlanta doesn't give that. So New York is like giving you like a real grit. I don't even think they realize how much grit they're giving. So Cyn, Alexis, Sky, and Kimbella are having like a girls' night, no kids, you know, having mimosas and just chilling without the guys and without the kids. And Alexis Sky is saying that she's back home. She doesn't really have many friends. I'm like, you don't have other friends that aren't on the show? It just always trips me out about that, all right? But this is when she says she don't sing, she don't rap, it's just all in the flow. She's an artist, right? Kimbella's giving Cyn advice about how to get her man together, okay? Because she knows that, you know, he's out providing, girl. At least he's not cheating or doing drugs or sneaking guns and trying to get through security, you know? He's out providing with a good job. That's a good man, okay? And how you can get him is, you know, get him in the shower or get him, you know, when he gets home, give him a massage, you know? So they're trying to put her up on game, okay? Because I believe Kimbella's a little bit older than Cyn Santana, and it looks like it's gonna work for her, or will it? Budden sits down with Safaree, and Joe is sweating his behind off. They're sitting outside by the pool, and he is just sweating. I'm like, why is he sweating so much? But he's talking to Safaree about his brand and about marketing and about his crowd and who he caters to and who's his market. And I was like, Joe, this is a new language for you. Okay, y'all know that this is his thing now. He's a public figure. He's all about catering to his market and understanding different markets and understanding all of that. So I was just like, okay, Joe, with the advice. He was like, do you understand who your target audience is? Do you understand that who it is that you market to? Yes, mostly women are at my show. So yeah, you know that. So why are you performing this for these dudes? Like, you know that that's not your market. So he's kind of trying to teach Safaree, like trying to mold him and get him to understand his brand and how to better manage his brand. And I was like, okay, Joe Budden, we see you, boo-boo. In this last scene, Juelz gets permission to go to the park with his family, and we see that he gets a phone call from his lawyer, and he's basically hit with two different choices. He can take a plea deal where he will have to serve, I believe, 18 to 24 months in jail, or he can plead not guilty, or he can, plea deal, I guess, where he pleads guilty, or plead not guilty and serve 5 to 10 years. I think it was 5 to 10 years or 5 years. And so they're faced with that decision, and he basically lets Kimbella know at the park with the kids and says, we got a decision to make. Now, Kimbella, y'all, I just know her nerves got to be bad, because this man just, if she ain't worried about infidelity like last season in the studio, she ain't worried about drugs, she worried about gun charges, worried about him going to jail, you know, he's on house arrest away from the house. I'm just like, where does it stop? So then that makes you wonder, are y'all only getting married so that he can have, you know, so that y'all can all, so that you can have visiting rights, so that y'all, you know, like, ooh, I just don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do. This storyline's very real. And yeah, so Love and Hip Hop New York Season 9 Episode 1 did not disappoint, was just chock full of mess, was definitely trending on Houston's Twitter, okay? And I enjoyed it. You guys leave down in the comments what you thought about this week's episode and my review. And we're gonna get into it. We're gonna try to keep it moving with this season. I saw that Miami was coming back January 2nd. So that means they're gonna have 2 franchises on every week, so that's gonna get hectic on this channel, y'all already know. But I'm Camray, this is Camray Music TV. Make sure you subscribe down below to my channel. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Camray Music TV. Share the video, like the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!